live? All right, there we go. So I am launching on all different platforms right now.
Alive in 100 FPS.
That's too many FPS. Discord doesn't even
Yeah.
transfer you to me in that level of FPS.
Nah.
I ain't
You
got
probably
that
seen me at
nitro.
60.
Probably
yeah, it's
seen you
true.
at
You probably only
30.
seen me in 30. Oh no.
It's one of
I'm
those
only seeing
things.
myself at 100. As good as
Oh, no.
YouTube finally has
Erm.
4K, sorry, 4K and I think 60.
Yeah, I think 60 is the most FPS you get out of YouTube. But you can go up to 4K now.
Gotcha. All right, looks like we got our chat going in different respects. I have fuzzy on my screen. All right, took care of that.
I also think I figured out why my stream sometimes has issues.
Why
Oh,
does
that's
your
good.
stream sometimes have issues?
The VPN I was using that I had to install on Linux kind of in like a weird way through command prompt because it didn't just have an easy to put on app image. I use a proxy through that, and for some reason, even though I've stopped the VPN from launching with my computer, the proxy for some reason activates anyways. And so if I start it and then close it, the proxy actually closes properly, even though I don't know why it's starting in the first place. And once that happens, I did a speed test, like from right when I turn my computer on to when I open and close that program, it like doubles my speed and it makes my upload consistent.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure the thing that was wrong with my stream quality most of the time was the fact that there was a proxy server that wasn't even supposed to be being used that was being used.
All right. I'm glad you figured something out.
Yeah, right.
I don't use like a whole lot of that stuff, so it's kind of unfamiliar. I mean, unless I'm like, I use like VPNs to get into work and things like that, but everyday home use, I really don't even browse all that much, so I don't tend to use a VPN because I'm like, what are they gonna spy on? All I do is stream.
Man, look at this guy out here. He's looking how to make chocolate chip cookies. What a fool. Don't know how to make chocolate chip cookies out here.
Look at this guy. You got that decaf, bro?
Always, man.
Do you drink regular in the morning, or you just fully...
Oh yeah, no, in the morning I drink regular. I drink regular until about like somewhere between 2 and 4 p.m. and then switch over. If I'm feeling like I've been getting good rest lately, sometimes I will do decaf at night or like caffeinated all throughout the day because it's like, well, I don't need to get the best sleep right now because I'm feeling good. But
feel good.
it's all calculated. It's all gotta be thought through, But my go-to for during a stream is decaf. It's into the branding now, so it is what it is.
Gotta get it done.
Got to.
Ever since we switched over to decaf Toad, it's been. I mean, I even on Black Friday I bought a big box of flavored decaf coffees, just like to have a little variety pack, so I could start trying some new things. But until I get through this Tim Hortons brand decaf box that I'm in right now, that I won't be trying any of that. So it's in the decaf backlog.
Decaf backlog.
The only thing I have like with decaf is I haven't found... I guess it's a lie. I have found like one good decaf, but I feel like it doesn't come out because I have an espresso machine, so I like grind it to like an espresso grind, and then I feel like it doesn't come out the same. Like it doesn't have that same like smell.
Like decaf coffee in general?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely does taste a little different, but I don't know. Like, I never drink coffee and think that I'm tasting caffeine, so I really don't know what about it. I think it's just the fact that it had to be, like,
it's bitter,
pre-boiled to get the caffeine out. It changes the flavor of it so that it's kind of like second run coffee.
Yeah.
What can you do?
The only reason I know what caffeine tastes like is because of my caffeine gum that I chew sometimes, and it tastes like gum, but then it tastes horribly bitter, like
Mm.
that tangy bitterness in your mouth, and I'm like, that must be what caffeine just tastes like. Cause coffee has that too, and honestly, I don't know if I've ever drinking a cup of decaf in my entire life because it's like I like coffee, but I don't like coffee enough to want it when it's not caffeinated. Like that's like
Yeah.
it's good, but I drink it for the caffeine, so I don't know if I've ever drinking decaf, so I don't know if it still has that bitterness to it at all or not.
Oh snap!
I feel like caffeine tastes like B12, like straight B12.
I just got a follow on Twitch. Hold on.
Oh,
Jason E. Hill, or is it New York? Is it Jason New York Hill? Because that'd be crazy if so. So he's a big fan of the game, and he just followed. He's asking if we have a Discord for stream schedule. We do have a Discord, but we don't actually post the stream schedule on it. Right now, I am without a schedule, and there's actually an announcement that we need to make today that is going to relate to that fact, because the schedule is actually only going to get worse before it gets better. So, I mean, if you wanted to, I will try to remember your Discord name. I'll invite you to the server, but yeah, we're not really posting schedules right now. Sorry. Back to our conversation.
mic check. Two. Oh, wow. Wow. Just gotta do a quick. I don't need no vocal tuner. I just want to check my vocals.
But off of Twitch, I mean, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. We have a bunch of different podcatchers. Honestly, we distribute out. But I mean, this is actually our 8th season of the podcast, but it's the first one that we're live streaming. So we've covered all kinds of games. We've covered Ocarina of Time. We've covered A Link to the Past. We've covered Skyward Sword, The Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker. What was the other one? The Minish Cat. We did that one too. They're all there. The sound quality gets better as you go through them. So just be warned. Seasons like 1 and 2 are kind of rough, but we were also like newbie at that time. So we just wanted to get something recorded and get our practice in.
I had the same mic the whole time, you know what I'm saying?
Cam got edited better as time went on.
I was being held back.
My potential squandered.
But yeah, today the itinerary is to cover the House of Gale. So you guys are ready to jump into that?
I don't see why not.
All right, cool. I mean, May, it's your intro for this one, episode 102.
Which is my intro.
Yes, that is correct.
What did we cover last episode? It was the
Tower of
Hera.
Tower of Erda.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We went backwards.
Got it. Are we good?
I'm good. I'm as good as I'm gonna be. I didn't take notes, so I'm flying by the seat of my memory.
All right. Let me get into my George Decay here. Oh my. Okay, we're good. We're gonna start. All right. We're gonna start. Welcome to the A for No, B for Yes podcast. I think I'm doing a little bit of Alex Trebek. I don't know. This is the Zelda podcast where we go chapter by chapter through The Legend of Zelda. We are currently deep diving The Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. I'm joined by my co-hosts, and this episode we are going to cover the House of Gale. I just remembered. And last episode we went through the Tower of Hera and found mines that led nowhere. And this episode we're going to talk to the Zoras. My name is Anthony, and Christmas lights everywhere on trees and buildings and the city and everywhere.
I'm Ryan Fonzie, and I am what happens when you put eggnog in your coffee. It's Christmas magic.
And I'm Cameron, the 6th Pokemon in this group, a Ditto using Transform that's kind of good at it.
It's the it's the Pokopia.
I'm
Oh
here.
no.
It's happening. Here live. You've seen it here first.
We're
folks.
infiltrating human society.
All right, guys. So before we get too far into this, just a couple of things for our listeners. We're not going to be responding to comments too much unless it's like super relevant. B, I want to give everyone a heads up. Our schedule is going to fall apart. For this season, kind of moving forward after this episode, there's a real good chance that we will not have a regular recording schedule, and that is my fault entirely. I am expecting my second child, and from what I understand, going from no kids to one kid is a huge jump, and going from one to two is like just as big, if not bigger, a jump, because now you have like a newborn and another little human to take care of at the same time. And so I might just not even have energy for it, and I might not have windows big enough to record in. And that's just the reality of my life for the next few months. So that hasn't happened yet, but it's coming soon. And so we are going to be very unpredictable moving forward. Eventually, things should settle down. We should have people sleeping through the night, and I should be able to get back onto an actual schedule. But that's just, I don't know when that's going to happen, and I'm not going to like make any promises. So we're not like ending the podcast or anything, but you might not see us for a little bit longer than you're used to. So yeah, just a fair warning there. But other than that, we can get started on this House of Gales. But we can't just go straight to the House of Gales because it's surrounded by water.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to start this episode, if we remember from A Link to the Past, that if you wanted to swim, you had to get flippers. And so you might think to yourself, well, what happens if I go up Zora's River? Can I find the ability to swim? Now, I don't know what other hints. I mean, this game has a couple different mechanics for giving you hints, but I didn't actually like hear from anyone a directive to go up the river.
What kind of, I think, hinted me to go up the river was there's a swimmer on a rock, kind of like right on the like north western side of the lake, kind of where Mai's place is. And if you talk to him, he's like, I don't even remember what he says, but I know he hints at if you want to swim in this lake, you need flippers, and that
Okay.
you could probably get some in Zora's Domain. I don't think he tells you where to go.
Isn't there like a
He
Hylian
mentions-
diver character kind of chilling by the lake
Yeah,
too?
that's the one he's talking about.
Okay.
He mentions that the only way to reach the island is to find a way to swim there. He suggests visiting the Zoras at the northeast corner of the overworld.
So he does say, okay.
Okay.
That's the hint that I got from, because I also probably would not have figured out the exact little tiny spot you need to go to get into the domain,
Yeah.
because there's like a very small little niche spot you got to find, which is cool.
Yeah, I think the first step. I mean, I went over to the witch's hut, and there's legit a Zora standing there, like, oh, I gotta get across this gap to get to that other cliff, but there's really no way across. Like I guess we're both stuck. And then you're like, nah, I can stick to walls, my guy. So then you go across, and he's like, hey, that's a cool trick. He's like, I
He goes,
guess
"Oh,
you get
got
to go.
tricks, huh?"
It's like,
I thought that was for kids, and I'm like, I am a kid, man. Come on.
Imagine this dude's life, a river Zora that can't swim in the river. I mean, what do you do with
yeah,
that
like
point,
why
you
didn't
know?
you just try to swim upstream? Isn't that what they do? I don't
Well, he
know.
said he
does feel
couldn't
bad.
swim.
He
Yeah.
said he couldn't swim.
Yeah. He doesn't know how. So I'm like,
As an
dude, your
aquatic
life.
species, that does not make a whole lot of sense. He's like, I'm just a
Yeah.
shallow end Zora, my guy.
He's that swamp Zora.
I guess. But we make it up. I mean, it's actually a shorter trip up the river than it used to be. Link to the Past made you like trek through a whole land of hostile like artillery, and this one is just like you go like 2 spaces north, and it's like, oh, here it is. And it's interesting is when you actually get there, instead of like disturbing some creature or making it all the way to the waterfall. Actually, I think those are 2 separate things, right? Yeah. Sorry, disturbing the creature is how you get a spell in the old game. and they'll give me a link to the past, and you just have to make it to the waterfall to talk to the Zora and pay like a bajillion rupees. This game is different. You get up to Zora's domain pretty quick, only to find out that some thief has run off with like a special artifact that they have. I don't even remember. It's like a smooth stone,
The smooth
right?
gem.
The smooth gem.
And he runs right past you. He goes, "Aren't you the kid I saw? Don't follow me."
Right. The one from Kakariko who was like, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, before he actually did anything.
This time he did it though.
This time he for sure did it.
Mhm.
Because you go inside of Zora's domain and the Zora queen is expanding.
She's bulbous.
Yeah.
And her pool is also like dark purple. It doesn't look like the healthiest water that she's in.
Yeah, and it's like the concept is that the smooth stone was somehow keeping her cortisol levels down or something, because now like when she eats, she gets inflamed. Like she just keeps eating fish and getting engorged and like blowing up. And it's like, well, when she has the smooth stone, like there's a special magic that keeps this from happening, and she just stays a regular size.
I think it's like supposed to be her power. So it's
Her-
kind of like Cell in Dragon Ball Z when he decides to just turn himself into a balloon, except she can't control that. So her power is so immense as the Zora Queen compared to the rest that her body just expands because the smooth gem is somehow keeping her power under control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so she like apparently hunger comes along with it, but I don't think the eating is what's actually making her get bigger. It's that her power is building within her and there's nothing to control it.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like in lore, I think that's accurate. I just think that yeah, the eating is associated. I think like it's like she becomes this ravenous creature that like is getting bigger as she like devours everything that she can get a hold of.
And she also yells. I'm pretty sure she's like, "Arr, nom, 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 nom,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, like
arr."
she's crazy.
She
Not
ain't
like
having a good time of it.
Yeah, it's yeah, she's gonna like overflow the Zora's domain if you don't do something. And so our
And,
job is to go
yeah.
look for the thief. And since we've met
So
him
we go
before,
back to where we found him before.
and where thieves tend to hide out,
Out in the
uh,
open.
Yeah.
Except in this game, we don't actually find him again. Instead, we find the smooth stone being sold at the local market.
No, we can find him again. He's
Yeah.
standing right outside. He's like to the right of the market. He sees you. He books it.
Oh well, yeah.
Every
I didn't-
time you come on screen, he sees you. He books it.
Yeah, I didn't have any method of catching him or talking to him though. So
Yeah.
like I found the thing I needed at the store, and I was like, well, this is
I-
for sure a stolen good. But
I tried a
okay.
couple methods. Like I tried to approach him at different angles and try to cut him off when he would move. I tried to like shoot arrows like when he was still standing still, and nothing is. You need
You guys
something to
want
catch
the-
up to him.
You
Do you
guys
need the
want the
boots?
tippity tip?
Uh,
So
I mean, the only
this-
game you needed boots.
if you want me to play into it, I can also play into the boots before we get the smooth gem, because this is right in the same little zone here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I haven't found the boots. I still haven't found them. Like I beat the dungeon and the boots were unnecessary. Like you could just buy the smooth gem and be done with this whole thing. But if getting the boots allows you to get through this without paying for the smooth gem, then for sure, like that's good information.
So do you want me to drop what I did,
I don't know. Camstra
or do you
said
want to
no.
kind of figure it out on your own?
I just as you were talking about that, there's a little part on the thing I'm looking at that says Pegasus boots, and I read it, so now I know.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Okay, so then I'll
Yeah,
just
I'm
kind of
good to
drop it, I
find out.
guess. So what I actually did was I didn't see the stone at the shop. So I was trying to figure out a way to catch him. I couldn't do it. I thought like he had ran up to the Lost Woods at first. I went up to the Lost Woods. I was like, he's not here. Then I came back, and this was like shortly after I did the Mai Mai thing. So I was like kind of sticking to the wall and popping the Mai Mai's off. So I had the idea, well, let me go behind him and then kind of like spook him and like pop into him from the wall. and you can kind of like connect into the wall and like head down from Sahasrala's like little plateau. And I popped into him and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what's going on?" And he's like, "How did you get behind me? No one sneaks up on me." And then he gets like really flustered and he's like, "Oh, wait, you're that guy at the waterfall." And he's like, "Look, I don't have the stone. All right. I gave it to that guy over there. So you got to go talk to the shop owner." So then I went over there and I bought the smooth gem, which you still have to pay for it. There's like no getting out of it. He's like, "I don't have it." So then,
Mm.
obviously I bought it. I did all the stuff that you do after it. But at some point, I returned back to Kakariko Village and he's still standing in that spot. And I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna like, bump into him for funsies because he got really mad and it's funny." So I
Yeah.
bumped into him again and he's like, "Dude, can you stop doing that? Like, you're scaring me." And then he's like, "Listen, I don't know what you want from me, but like just stop bothering me." And he gives you the boots. He's like, "Maybe you
Uh,
can make use of these. I don't want these anymore." And so he gives you the Pegasus boots. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take that."
all right. So related in that that's the character, but not actually part of this quest.
I think you could probably just go back there at any point and just he's probably still standing there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The walkthrough it says you can do this before you buy the smooth stone entirely, so you probably could just talk to him again after the first dialogue, and he'll just give you the boots immediately.
Mm.
But I don't know if you guys remember when I said like the first time I played through this game way back in the day, there were parts with the wall merging thing that it just didn't click in my head that you can do that to do something.
Yeah, yeah.
This is one of those parts. Like I tried every other item imaginable. I might have even tried to throw a bomb at him from like up above, and yet my brain
Yeah.
never thought of I could go into the wall and poof up behind him. Like it don't that there's a synapse there that ain't connected, you know?
That
I
totally.
mean,
can't think
I
of
agree.
it.
I feel you. I was playing this for probably 3.5, 4 hours of just doing puzzles, going to the treasure houses, doing wall popping, collecting my. I was in it and I was even looking around the Lost Woods for this guy because I had no clue where to find him. So I was in it for like 4 hours before I actually even thought to do that.
Yeah. I just didn't care that much to catch that guy. Like, I didn't really try much at all. I was like, I see the item I need. I don't know why. Yeah, it was quick alternate solution, and I left that dude there. I was like, I really don't care about your thieving life, man. I got the stone. I know it was stolen, and I bought it back, but I'll deal with that for now.
200, that was 4 Bs, my guy. That to stick with my method of rupee counting, that costs 4 whole
It was
Bs
4
to buy that
Bs.
bag.
Yeah.
Well, hey, with the item that we're about to get soon, you can make that bee catching process a little easier with some added inventory items, namely bottles.
Well, true.
You're right. You're right.
So speaking of which, I mean, first we go return the smooth stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the queen, I mean, you kind of just throw it right into her pool, I think, if I remember right. And she starts shrinking back down. And the weird thing about this, I mean, they're super grateful. They ended up giving you the flippers and everything. It's great. But the weird thing is that different Zora have different reactions to this. Like one of them is like, "Oh wow, like we avoided catastrophe. That's great." One of them's like, "Oh, I'm so glad like the queen, got her power back. Like this is what's best for her. It's gonna keep her healthy, whatever." And then there's this third Zora in the room who's like, "I kind of wish you would just lose that stone forever." Apparently, he prefers prefers
Oh man.
the large and outrageous queen. And thinks I don't know if he's like looking for a Zora supremacy, just wants the Zora to like become this massive monster and take over Hyrule or what. But he's basically just whatever his reasons may be. He outright says like he wishes that you would just be done with that stone. I was surprised to read that on my screen. She just needs to live the unmagicked life. Become the monster you were meant to be. And so we can take these
that happen.
flippers and swim across Hyrule. I think what Mayo was referring to, well, there's actually
we go get a pouch.
Well, there's a
Oh, we could do the
pouch,
pouch.
but there's a bottle
Yeah.
under the bridge again. You
Mhm.
can you
Yep,
can go
got
under that bridge, and this time there's actually like a full conversation with the guy. I mean, like in A Link to the Past, it was kind of a funny random thing because you would land on this island. This guy would be like, "Hey, how did you find me down here? Hey, take this," and he just gives you a bottle, and you're like, "Okay." This time the dude's like, "Oh man, like it's super lonely down here, but you took the time to come out of your way to come meet me." He's like, "I really don't want to leave under this bridge, but hey, thanks for stopping by." And like he has like this whole like just grateful that you found him and decided to like give him some company and gives you the
First,
bottle.
he's
He's like,
annoyed at you though. At first,
"Well,
he's like, "You scared away the birds. I was talking to the birds, but I suppose it might be a little better to talk to something that can talk back. So I appreciate you."
yeah."
He flip flops really quick. He's like, "Oh, my birds, but hey, you might be better than birds actually."
He's the craziest growth arc of any Hyrulean character.
The craziest part about it for me was when he's like, "Hey, this bottle washed up here, and now you come on by, and it's like this is such an exciting day." Is it is too much excitement, and I like things to be not exciting, like just nice and simple with birds and just sitting here. And then he said, "So just do
Yeah.
me a favor, ease my nerves, take this bottle, get it out of here. I'm too anxious. Get this bottle out of here." I'm like, "Bro, you got to get take care of that, my guy."
It's like it's actually crazy.
Like a little
It
bottle
reminds me
just
of
makes you
that.
so nervous. Like, what are you doing?
I don't remember his name, but there was a Greek philosopher that was like a big nihilist, and he was a super minimalist. And at one point, all he owned was a cup or a bowl to scoop water up and drink from it. That's the only thing he owned. And one day he saw a child cupping their hands and drinking water out of his hands, and he looked at his bowl and he threw it over his shoulder and said, "Well, don't need that anymore." That kind of reminds me of this guy. He's like, "Oh no, this bottle? I don't really need this bottle. Like, it's the only thing I have, but like, you could have this bottle."
Like, I could scoop water in this bottle and like maybe distill it or cook it.
I'll make do without it the way I make do without anything else in this life. You take it.
And it kind of brings up another funny image in my head of somebody like just won the lottery and they look at someone like, "I can't handle this pressure, man." Just like hands out like $2 million. Like, that's just too much, man. I can't. My life's fine. I don't need money. Like, bro, you
So
just had this bottle. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's a kind of a funny theme of this game where the NPCs are very like overtly dismissive of bottles, where they're like, "Yeah, take this trash." Like, this is
Right?
garbage to me, but here, you take it. It's like, okay. And for anyone who's a Zelda fan, it's like, no, this is gold, my guy. This is the best item in the land.
Exactly. This means I can hold one more bee.
Right. It makes my bee
Exactly.
catching so much more efficient.
And I can understand their views on bottles if it was like a plastic bottle in the game, but I mean, this is a glass bottle. Like
Pretty big glass bottle too.
Like
Hold the whole
I
fairy.
don't know if I might just be like special here, but I've always liked containers. I've always
Okay.
liked things that could contain other things, and like glass bottles are pretty high up there on the "ooh, I like this" for some weird reason list for me.
Hmm.
And so, especially seeing like plastic bottles, that's like, if I put stuff in there, it's gonna have microplastics leak out into it. It's probably not the best. They're the cheapest things ever. But when I get a nice glass bottle, even if I've already got like a shelf full of them, I'm like tempted to be like, I kind of want to keep this glass bottle.
Yeah.
So like, it's especially a little egregious to me in my liking of containment units when people are like,
Yeah.
"Ew, this glass bottle, ew." I'm just like, bruh, what are
I
you
like-
doing?
I'm kind of that way with just jars. Sometimes I'm like, oh, like I could put something decorative in this jar, just set it on a shelf somewhere, and it'll look cool.
Also, we need to talk about that because they call them bottles, but these things are not bottles. Like these are full on, like they can hold a whole like ship, like a model ship kind of jar. Like these are big. I mean, these
Well,
things
yeah.
you can hold a
They're
whole
kind of more
fish
like a
in this
canning
thing.
jar than a bottle.
Like if you're in Ocarina of Time, you can catch a fish in a bottle. I mean,
Yeah.
these things are like 2 feet, by 2 feet.
Yeah, the fish
I
are
don't know.
sizable too. It's like the size of Link's forearm, and he just like shoves it in a bottle. He's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
You got
So,
to
like,
also think though, this is
super
the game
practical.
where you can like put the big Goron sword in your pocket. So like, how big is the bottle versus how much do things just shrink down when he needs them to?
yeah." I mean, it's why they call it pocket dimension. Like it's
Mhm.
Link in his pockets. We got way off course
Gully.
here. But anyway, back to Gully, I guess. That'd be our next item that we can grab before going to this dungeon if we so choose.
Yeah, I think I mentioned at the end of the first episode that once we get back to our house, it's around the time where Ravio like fully, like right after we beat the first, or no, right when he
Yeah.
turns our house into his shop and throws all of our stuff. We don't have a bed anymore. We don't have a place anymore. He's like, yeah, you don't need that. Trust
You
me,
don't
you're
need
gonna be
that,
fine.
yeah.
Like
We're
we
gonna-
leave the house and the blacksmith's wife just says she's looking for Gully. He disappeared. He went down into the southern forest and they haven't seen him. Like, can you go look for him? And so now we're gonna follow up on that.
Yeah. And so this is where, I'm going to be referencing A Link to the Past a lot in this season, just in general. But this is where the flute boy was lost in that game. It's that little like hidden wood circle. In the old game, it was just full of forest animals. I think at this point,
With a stump.
it is again full of forest animals, but soon after this scene, it's going to be full of like knights. So right now it's
Mhm.
peaceful, but that'll change soon enough. But we go in there and there's just a satchel on the stump. Could this be foreshadowing of another like portal to another dimension?
If I didn't know any better, I would have been like, that's a Minish stump right there.
That's a
Gully's a
Minish. Gully went small. He's in the micro.
He's in that tree.
We might have stepped on him on the way over here.
He was in the satchel. We put a bottle right on him.
Oh no.
And the satchel lets I think it lets us equip a second item. Is that how that works?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Which is
And then if we
nice.
go back to the blacksmith's wife, she might even be waiting right to the south when we exit like that grotto. She
Okay.
tells us that Gully was making or made that for us and hadn't had the chance to give it to us yet. And so she feels like it'd be the right thing to just let us hold on to that because we were who it was made for. And then she goes off in continuation of searching for Gully because we still haven't
Man.
actually found him.
I would have thought that Gully would have been making us an alarm clock. You know what I mean? Like, why are you making us a satchel though? Are we the
Yo,
delivery
maybe
boy for
the
the
alarm
blacksmith?
clock.
Maybe he turned into a Minish and hid in the satchel so that he could get up on top of us and wake us up every day. He's gonna be
Wow.
our alarm clock.
That's quite a plan. It's a terrible plan.
It's a pretty terrible plan. You know?
And so we get this. I mean, it's kind of a, side quest complete situation. We don't really have to do much else with it. But now that we have these cool things that we found along our way, we are free to roam to the House of Gales. For this dungeon, we do need the wind rod. I don't know what is the staff of winds. What is
Tornado rod.
Tornado
the
rod.
tornado rod? Even better. See, I shouldn't be in charge of naming things. I just come up with random nonsense. But the tornado rod, in order to flip up a bunch of tiles on the ground to find a switch that we need to open up the door. This is one of the discounted items that Ravio had for us the first time we came back. Definite hint that this is what we were supposed to be spending our money on for these next two dungeons. So for this one, I'm gonna just say this to start off. I think we did do these dungeons backwards. This one seemed super short and super simple compared to the Tower of Hera. To me, it was kind of like 2 or 3 treasure rooms lined up on top of each other, like one of the treasure challenges, and that was kind of it. Like, it wasn't a whole lot of like changes in scenery. The mechanics were use your tornado rod, which I'm gonna keep making up names for, to get yourself into a wind gust or a wind stream and let that push you somewhere, and then you're pretty much golden. Whether that meant like up a level or across a room. So, lot of wall walking, a lot of like, there were some weird narrow bridges that you had to like tiptoe across. But other than that, like, I don't remember a whole lot of like standout moments in this dungeon.
Yeah. looking at a dungeon map of it right now, it looks like there was one main room that has 3 floors that you just kinda work your way up as you go through the dungeon,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's 4 outlier rooms, and then obviously the boss room at the very, very top, and then there's like a little, outside balcony that you can go to. It
Yep,
kinda is like
I
a little,
remember
like,
that.
part you do some secret,
There were like
lever pulling.
yeah, there was like moving grate platforms, and you had to time when to use the tornado staff to like get up onto the
Yeah,
next level and go
that
that
was the
way.
main. That was like the main mechanic of this dungeon. I feel. I mean, it wasn't used that many times, but it was like you go from standing here to now being in the same spot but up higher, and if there's something moving under you, maybe you could land on it. It was like that was like the whole. They made you try. They tried to make you feel big brain for being like, I could just hop up on that though.
Yeah. And we learned some things like now we're gonna come across flame spots on the ground, like places where the geothermal energy is just too intense and it just creates a everlasting fire. And you can blow that out with the tornado rod, but then it'll just ignite itself after like 7 seconds. Uh, but it lets you get past certain barriers temporarily. So some cool stuff there. There was one chest with 100 rupees in it that I didn't get to
Yeah.
until I finished everything else in the dungeon. Like I left and then I saw that like as I was defeating the boss, I was like, there's still a treasure chest in this place and a room that I haven't been in. So when I went back down, I found it, but it was on a ledge way far away. Like I could use the D-pad to look at it, and I tried like shooting the hook shot at it, but the hook shot doesn't work on treasure chests in this game. At least not the level 1 hook shot. I don't know if that changes when you upgrade it, but I still have to test that out. But that didn't work. So then I had to go around and find that room that I'd never been in, and it was a small bridge room full of rats. That was funny to me because I'm like, I didn't have to come in here, but when I did, it was legit just a swarm of rats, and I was like, all right, we're gonna kill some rats. And got through there pretty quick and found my way around to the chest. It was 100 rupees. And I was like, this really was just a treasure hunting puzzle in the middle of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Um,
It was fun though.
yeah, it was
Fun little
fun. I'll
secret.
give it that. It was fun. I thought the boss of this place was really fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I didn't
I guess I
realize.
would.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I guess I would kind of say that this dungeon feels like the whole purpose is doing the floor to then turn on the big like wind fan in the floor to get you to the next floor. That's like kind of how the dungeon is
Yeah.
set up. You can usually see that fan from pretty early on in the floor, but it's not on, and you kind of have to solve a puzzle as you go around through most of the rooms. Like what Fawn said, there's like a room that you only have to go in if you want to get 100 rupees. But most of the rooms you have to go in to ultimately get around to the right path to get the switch that turns that fan on to get you to the next floor. And that's kind of how this progresses.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was surprised when I got the item and it was legit just like a hop. Like it was just like you obviously the wind mechanic can knock away tiles and put out fire. Um, but the fact that it gave me so much vertical but wouldn't let you like move in any direction with it, I was like, so this isn't really a jump the way I want it to be. This is just like I'm gonna pop up in the air and land straight back down. Um, to the point where like when I saw the wind gust that actually like takes you up to the next level of the dungeon, I thought I was going to go across it when I jumped into it with the rod equipped. I was like, oh, this is, it was like, no, like you jump into it and it just shoots you up and then you land somewhere else entirely. I was like, okay, so this is our elevator mechanic. So it felt a little bit, at first it felt like a worse Kanepachi. It was like, why can't I move anywhere with this? Like I really just pop up in the air, that's it. Turns out it's really good if you're fighting like knights out in Hyrule Field though, because they get dizzy from it. So you can use it to stun enemies. It's kind of like what is it, Neji's rotation like
Yeah,
effect. It's just like
trigram, 64 palm rotation.
Yeah, it's like
I was
people are coming at me from all
pleasantly-
angles. No, they're not. they're all stunned at all angles.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised with the combat mechanics of the tornado rod going into the dungeon. never playing this game, I thought it was just some useless like pull up the floor tiles thing and like let's do some win stuff. And then come to find out there's like is it too many bosses? I think it was too many bosses. There's like little fire bubbles that you get like locked in a room with them.
Hmm.
But they were kind of annoying. And then you get to fight two fire salamanders, which that was fun, a little challenging. And so I was
Well,
definitely pleasantly surprised with the um combat
those
mechanics of this thing.
those fights were cool, but the problem that I had with them was that they were both the same kind of thing. Like once you find that the wind stuns things and puts out flames, that that's all those fights end up being. Is like you run up right into the enemy's face, launch your tornado, and then just slash at them while they're dizzy. You know what I mean? Like it to me there really wasn't. I mean the bubbles would at least jump away from you when you tried to slash at them. Um but it was very simple. Like I didn't feel very challenged by it. The visuals of
Yeah.
it, like the character design, the monster design, all great. Just the fact that both of the fights felt the exact same to do. I thought was like that could have been maybe a little better if I'm just
And the
being
problem I
being
had
real.
too with the fire bubbles that I didn't have with the salamanders was it might have just been me. I had an issue where I did it too close to them, and on your descent back down, they like wake up or something and like they hurt you.
Hmm.
I didn't have that
Okay.
issue with the salamanders because they were so big that I did the tornado route far enough away from them. But when I was in the fight with the fire bubbles, like I did it and I came back down. Apparently, Link was too close to them and I hit them.
Yeah, and
And this happened
they
like
can
five
still move
times.
around when they don't have their flames, so they can still
Yeah.
you still if you collide with them, you still take damage. Yeah.
So it like doesn't make you have like invulnerability frames when you're coming down because I still got hurt. And like that's not fun. It
Yeah.
needed to be a little rework there. Or I guess just don't be dumb and do it like right in their face. But I mean, what's the that's no fun then.
I hear you. Uh, but yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about the boss of this place?
There's one other new enemy that we run into in this game. We
Ooh,
see, or I mean, in this temple, we run into Igors.
Igor. Oh
Oh
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
returning enemy. Actually easier to fight because you can use your sword in this one.
Hmm.
A Link to the Past, you had to shoot him in the eye, and that's an option if you really want to do it, but it actually makes it a lot harder than just swinging at them. When they're active, you can just fight them with your sword in this one, which I thought was nice. I was like, I legitimately had the thought like that's quality of life improvement right there. I don't want to have to shoot these things. Um, but I tried to see if it would like do any special amount of damage or like be a better method or anything. It really wasn't. Like it was actually just easier to just to fight them outright.
I would be willing to guess that they probably made that change because you're limited to how many arrows you can fire at a relatively low number because of your
Yeah.
bar without having to wait for it to. So if you were like, say, they're making these games for kids, if you miss or just like misinput the arrows 4 or 5 times and don't get the 3 hits you need, like you could pretty easily get stuck in a corner with this thing just beating on you.
Yeah.
So I feel like they probably made that change just because the amount of arrows you have is smaller. It's infinite, but yet the amount you can use at once is smaller.
Gotcha. That makes sense to me.
It takes 4 hits with the sword to kill them, and I don't think I was able to ever kill them before they closed their eye. Even when I waited right in front of them and started
Yeah.
hitting them immediately, you get 3 hits, like following them as they get knocked back from the sword, and then they close their eye again. You have to wait for them to open again.
Right.
I didn't even know you could use the sword. I just hit the bow.
Uh,
Hey,
on that hard mode.
Mm-hmm. It was such a small room too that they're in, so it
Right.
was really hard to kind of distance myself, but it was
Yeah, and
fine.
in the old game, you actually had to hit him in the eye as well. I think that's removed as well. I think you can hit him from any angle if you do use the bow, but their eye has to be open for them to take damage. So it's one of those things. Did anybody actually get a name of the boss? Speaking of the boss, I know I keep returning back to that, but it is our next topic.
So weird.
let's see.
So weird. It's Margot Mill.
Yeah, Margot Mill.
And
Is it
I
one
looked
word or
it up.
two?
One word.
One.
Okay. Margo
And I
Mill.
looked it
Okay.
up because I was like, what are you doing, Nintendo? I know you sometimes don't have like the best naming, but what is this? And the only thing I can think of is because they named a hero Margoma in Triforce Heroes because I think they were going with the Goma type thing, which just has nothing to do with Goma, but there is an I. So I'm like, all right, maybe. And then I
Okay.
looked up Mill and I'm like, maybe because a mill like kind of has like a wheel.
Right.
And
Like the
so it's
mill
used
part
to
makes sense to
process
me
like
based on
and
what we're fighting.
grind flour and stuff. So I'm like, okay, there's some grinding going on. But I'm like, where did this name come from? Like,
Where
was
did
someone at the
Mar
mill
come
that
from?
day and they're like, I know what we can name it, Margot Mill. I'm like, what? Like, how
We're
did
at
that
the mill. They
pass?
just take a look at their employee list and put their finger on it and go, "Oh, Margot. Okay, there it is."
It was a real weird one. I don't know.
Like
I know,
maybe
like,
they didn't want to call it Mega Mill, so they changed it to Margo to make it sound like a name.
yeah,
That's
I
my
don't know.
only guess there. Uh, but the mill part does make sense. I mean, this thing is spiked wheels. It's basically a Beyblade, with an eyeball on
Yeah.
top, which is the real confusing part. The eyeball's like in a mechanical socket at first, uh, but you can jump on top of this thing with our tornado rod by timing our jump. And the stage one, that's pretty much all you got to do is get on top of it and start hitting the eye, and you're pretty much golden. Uh, in later stages, it stacks up a couple of these wheels. And at that point, even though it seems like you can get enough vertical to get on top of it, the game just straight up won't let you do that unless you knock away some of these wheels and get it down to the same like lower level. So you gotta basically do a fight against the old like DVD screen, screensaver where like you just have the logo bouncing around the screen in different directions. You just gotta avoid the line and swing at it as it passes by. Do that enough times, it'll come back down to level one, and then you can do the same thing. Use your tornado rod, jump on top of it, slash it a bunch. Uh, cool fight. I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Thought it was interesting. Definitely tried to jump on top of the tall version a bunch of times
Yeah.
before realizing that
Same.
just wasn't gonna
Yeah.
work.
I
I was
also had the
like,
problem where I was like standing waiting for it to get to me, and I would swing my sword and be just like a millisecond too early. My sword would miss, and then it would ram me all the way till I fell off the edge over and over again. I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
oh, this timing is actually kind of tough.
it'll push you along if you're in its path. It'll just like kind of steamroll you.
Yeah.
I was getting a little frustrated because of how off, like how just the littlest bit off my sword swings were and how consistently that kept happening to me. Like sometimes 3 or 4 times in a row, I just wouldn't be able to hit it and it would push me all the way off. And I'm just like, my eyes started twitching. I'm like, bruh, like this isn't hard. Stop.
But when it pushes you off, it doesn't like reset the battle or anything. Like it just kind of
No,
blinks you back up, right? Yeah.
you
And I
lose like
think
half a heart, I think.
yeah, it's like a half or quarter, so it's not terrible.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
It was fun. It
Yeah,
was definitely
good
fun.
stuff. And we get our pendant of wisdom. It's great. We get when
You
we
feel
get all
so
three
wise
of
now.
them. I think we get contacted by Sahasrara again, and he's like, "Oh, you got all the pendants, so now you can go get the Master Sword." And I had a moment of like, I feel like he must have told me that this was the point of getting these pendants when we got the first one, but it also did. I don't remember that happening.
Nope.
So
Nope. We have not heard anything about any kind of powerful sword. All of a sudden he goes, now you can get the Master Sword. Oh, wait, what's that though?
what? I had that
Yeah,
moment of
right.
like, should we go get it and talk about it for the podcast, or should we just wait and leave that for another? I think we're gonna wait, um, but I had a moment of like, I know about where I should be looking for this, but only because I've played a different game. Like, why is Sahasrara suddenly telling me that this was the point the whole time when he never mentioned this before? As if as if
Also,
it's known information. That's the thing that really gets me, is that he's like, oh, like you got the pendants. Like, no, you can get the Master Sword just like everybody knows.
He's
I'm
like, Zelda probably told him.
Sure, but
Surely she would tell him.
I feel like I know it's kind of not, but it feels too early to be getting the Master Sword in this game. Maybe that's just because the dungeons are a little on the lighter side in terms of like how long it takes to beat them. But it almost feels like I just, aside from my bee catching shenanigans, it feels like I almost just started this game
mhm,
and he's already like because you get the first pendant, Zelda just gives it to you.
yeah,
The second pendant is from, well, it should be like this one, but you can go to the Tower of Hera too. And the Tower of Hera, each of those dungeons takes, if you know what you're doing, 20 to 25 minutes. So you're talking, we could have gotten here in 1 to 1.5, maybe a max of 2 hours of gameplay, and already going to get the Master Sword. Whereas if you compare that to like Ocarina of Time or something, like you're probably looking at 3, 4, maybe even 5 if you're not sure what you're doing, hours of gameplay, potentially even more if you get stuck somewhere before you get the Master Sword. So I don't know. It feels like that's like a really early thing right now.
yeah. And I think part of that is that the dungeons are and the lead ups to them are a lot shorter in this game than A Link to the Past, which I keep using as the reference point. So like it feels even earlier. Like it feels like it's just been like just a mad dash, and like I've really only played the game for maybe an hour or two, and it's like, hey, you're already at this key milestone. It's like, that don't feel right. This
I
feels
also feel
it's
like
like A Link to the Past for babies a little bit.
I also feel like coming off of the last 2D that we were doing, which was Minish Cap, those build-ups to the dungeons were like 4 or 5 times as long as getting anywhere in this game. Like Minish, like when you were going up like Death Mountain or whatever they called it in
Yeah,
that game, it was like
I mean,
those
Minish
the getting
Cap
up
was,
there is
yeah,
like long. So
that
I feel
game
like
was like
that.
the opposite extreme. I think the
Mhm.
lead ups in that one were even longer than A Link to the Past. Like that, like Minish
Yeah.
Cap was actually like all about the lead up. They're like, no, this is part of the story. Is you climbing this mountain? It's like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You could definitely nail this out. But it makes it fun though because I feel like the world building in this game and just the setup of A Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds where you can do the different quests. I feel like it's a lot more streamlined and easy to kind of get enveloped in it. Whereas in Minish Cap, everything was everywhere. And
Yeah,
it was like, where do I go? Where do I do this quest? And it's like, oh, I got a kinstone. This thing opened up like 500 screens over from me to the east. I don't know where that tree is. And so it's like, this game is just a lot. I just feel like a lot easier to like do stuff and do quests and find people. And yeah, a lot better.
yeah. I mean, it is nice for those reasons. I think the cool thing about this game is that it really is like it tries really hard and it succeeds for the most part in being open in that you can choose whatever you want to do in whatever order you want to do it. Um,
Hmm.
at least, section by section. Like right now, you could go. Like we went to the Tower of Hera first when that probably like wasn't what was the intention. Um,
Oops.
but also like that whole like get the Pegasus boots thing that you don't actually have to do, but you could do at any time. And the fact that Ravio's selling like every weapon. In fact, now that now that we finished our second dungeon, if you go back there, he's actually into the sales business now, so you can go ahead and buy an item.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I personally I started with the hook shot, um, and the bow. I think I got
Can you
right
only buy
away.
one or can you buy them all?
Well, you can buy them all, but you have to have the rupees for it. The
Everything
very
Yeah,
except
like
the sand rod.
the first thing he sells you, he gives you a half off discount. So I think the first thing I bought was the fire rod for that reason, because that one is actually more expensive than the others.
Yep.
The fire and
and the
ice rods
rod are the
both.
most expensive.
Yeah.
mm,
So use your half off discount for that. And then, I started buying some other stuff at 800 rupees a pop. Um,
I should have enough for all of them at 6. How many items are there?
There's a few.
I
I
don't
bought
remember how
every
many,
item in
but
the shop. I don't remember if I bought the ice rod or the fire rod, but I bought one of those, and then every other item except the boomerang.
Gotcha. I started with the fire rod to get the discount, and then so far I've only gotten like 2 other things that I own, but one of them was the hook shot, and I think the bow might have been the other one, just because I'm like, I don't want to ever to think about losing this again. I think I might have got bow and bombs because I went bee hunting and came back with more money.
Yeah,
So I was like, let me get like
bombs are mega important.
the basic Zelda
The
loadout.
quintessentials.
Yeah.
The stuff that help with traversal and you just need often.
Yeah.
Because, like, honestly, how many times are you going to need the tornado rod outside of this dungeon? But when,
Yeah, I don't
if you got the
know.
rupees.
It's mostly for like finding my mice now, which, not a bad thing to have, but also, is it critical? I don't know. But got the upgrade, my first upgrade I did put on the hook shot, so I can at least report that.
Nice.
So hook shot normally, from what I understand, you grab onto certain things. It's like not really that useful as a weapon. I think it's mostly just stuns things. It becomes the more powerful version, which fires faster, seems more sticky, like it'll hit like a rock or a bush, and you'll get pulled to it. And also it's about as strong as the sword we started out with. So, like if I fight a green knight, 2 hits, they're dead. If I fight a blue knight, it's 3 hits. Like it's actually doing some damage now, which is nice.
Bad.
It's like an extendo sword.
Into his wood.
The whip sword.
Which
I don't
again,
know what the first item I'm going to upgrade is.
by the nature of the upgrades, like unnecessary. Don't need the hook shot to do any of that. I have a sword, but it's nice to have. Like it's just fun. Makes the game a little more fun to be able to just shoot dudes.
I feel like I want to upgrade the fire sword, or not the fire sword. I'm sorry, the fire
what?
staff, the fire
Okay.
rod.
You
I
know,
do
that's
wanna-
exactly what I was thinking. Or the ice one. Like, I want another main combat item to be upgraded.
Yeah. You see that? I didn't start with the fire rod just because I was like, I don't know if I want to like lead in with that one. I was like, let me get the practical one that's going to help me find more Mai-Mais, and then, we'll snowball from there.
Mama.
But yeah, I mean, the other thing that we should probably talk about when we come back out of the House of Gales, there's a Zora on the island that wasn't there before.
Mm.
And this Zora is like, I was coming around with the queen, like we were on, I don't even know if it was like a just a swim or what he says their goal for this adventure was, but they were, roaming around. And at some point, she just kind of swam off without him. And he was like, yeah, I'm kind of actually hurt by that. She just kind of left me here. But he's looking off in a very specific direction, which to me is like a nudge to try to like venture in that direction. And, you think you're going this way to find the queen. But if you actually just follow the direction that he's pointing, you end up finishing like you end up going all the way past the lake down to the very end of the river, where you find a letter in a bottle that has nothing to do with the queen. It actually is a letter in a bottle that was deposited probably at the top of the stream by the bouldering man that we talked about last episode. So he's like, help, I'm stuck up on this cliff, I got a messed up ankle, I need some premium milk to fix my ankle.
Yup. To fix that ankle right up.
Heal them bones real quick.
In the lore of Zelda, milk is a healing item. You drink the milk, you get your hearts back. So like I get what they were doing, but in reality, it's like of all the things you could ask for, it's like I don't need a splint, I don't need a cast. I just
I was
give me
gonna
that
say, my
milk.
man should have asked for a splint. Like,
Can you imagine like an advertisement in Hyrule for like Lon Lon milk? It's like walking on through the little valley. Did
Mhm.
you accidentally just fall on a spearhead and have a hole in your stomach? Well, you don't have to worry any longer. Just drink some Lon Lon Milk Ranch and it'll fix that hole right up. Like, that's
Yeah.
what this stuff does.
did you get in a brawl at the pub and break your
Flan.
arm? Drink some premium milk and heal that bone right away.
Wow. I'm still stuck on the fact that you said Lon Lon Milk Ranch, and now I'm like, that's the worst sounding milk I've ever
Oh.
heard of. Get yourself some ranch
I
milk.
don't even think they call it Lon Lon in this game, do they? It's just milk. Like,
Yeah, There's no Lon Lon Ranch in this game, so
It's the
yeah, it's
milk
just
bar.
milk. And it's milk and premium milk. It's like the Romani Chateau version, but it's
These are
just premium milk.
my kind of dudes. Like, instead of getting drunk at the bar, they just drink milk.
Yeah, I'm about it. Some good milk.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get a bar that's nothing but like intense milk.
Get that top.
I don't know how
cream,
many
heavy
places in the
cream milk.
world have intense milk, but I mean it's loaded with sugar. But man, is it good!
Yeah, because I think it kind of is a New York brand, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Upstate Farms or whatever. Like there's a lot of local milk brands out here because it's New York and we have dairy cows.
Think about it like this for the listeners that don't know. It's like the chocolate version is like if you just took chocolate ice cream and
Let it
melted
melt.
it, put it in a
Yep.
bottle, and then put it in the fridge and kept it at like fridge temperature. It's like drinking melted
It's
chocolate ice cream.
It's legit sugar milk. Like it's meant to be a
Yep.
dessert almost.
Yeah,
It's delicious, but it's
So
not good for you.
not at all. Not even remotely.
Oh gosh.
So we grab this letter in a bottle and we take it
Mhm.
over to Kakariko and we go to the milk bar. And the
Right.
guy just immediately, or is it immediately? No, we go up to him and we talk to him. It's
Yeah,
later on that
yeah.
it's an immediate thing when we walk in. And he goes, my guy, this letter, this is from my best customer. This guy, he's got to
Right.
come back here. Like he got him.
Yeah, he's like at first he says, "Oh man, like he's a tricky customer." I'm like, "What does that mean? Like, what do you mean he's a tricky customer? Like, does he give you problems?" And he's like, "I can't afford to lose his business." And you're like, "Oh, you mean like you try to keep up with him? Like he's he's like the big customer with all the demands, but also all the money." Yeah. And so he basically gives you this premium milk for free. Like takes the letter out of the bottle, puts the milk into the bottle, and says, "Hey, can you go deliver this to him? Can't afford to lose his business." It's like, all right, cool. He just gets some pro bono milk. Pro bone too, I guess, because that's what we're doing. We're
Mhm.
fixing an ankle with it. All right. So anyway, we get up. We go back to the bouldering man, which means you brave the Lionels. I actually knocked him off the edge this time because I was like, I'm not afraid of you no more.
Nice.
And then went and found the bouldering man, got him his milk. And afterwards he was like, "Oh man, we don't want to litter on this mountain here. You take this," and gives you the bottle. He's like,
Again,
man,
just
don't
treating
wanna-
it like trash.
"Don't want to leave this trash out here." You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead. Can you take care of this for me? And he's basically like, "This is refuse. Like, clearly nobody wants it, but somebody's got to take care of it."
How do the rest of the people in Hyrule go to the milk bar? Because if we go to the milk bar without a bottle, they're like, "Man, you're gonna need something to put this in. Like, what do you want me to do with this milk?" But other people treat bottles like they're trash, and it's like, well,
Every-
do you guys get free bottles when you go to I don't get bottles. I get told you can't drink milk unless you bring your own bottle.
Everyone else just has a pint in their pocket, man. Like they're just not using bottles. They all got the stoneware.
They got just one. It's got their initials on it, so if they lose it, the person in the village is like, "Yo, bro, I found your pint." And he's like, "Ah, sweet."
my anagram pocket pint.
Fully customized. That's how the blacksmith gets half his business. "Oh, you lost your pint again? I'll make you another one. It's fine."
Yeah, I'll engrave that, no problem.
It'll cost 2 B's, my guy.
Gully, swing that hammer. Oh, goodness.
And now we got 3 bottles, which also feels like really early in this game to have 3 bottles. Like usually we're talking, I think
Yeah.
4 is like the max amount of bottles in a normal Zelda game. And we're already 3/4 of the way there. We haven't even got the Master Sword. We're 2 dungeons into this game, and we have 3 bottles. Like it's great, but it also feels like it's a little expedited.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely feel a little overpowered already with all the items from Ravio too. Like it's at the point
So,
where I'm like part of me is like, well, I need the sand rod. Like that's the one gap in my power. But otherwise I'm like, hey, this game seems like it's gonna kind of beat itself in terms of items. Like I don't really need to find anything, do I? Speaking of items, though, I was a little. I want to say disappointed. Like it's fine for what it is. The first time I got a golden bee, because that happened this time when I was playing. I took it to the
Mm.
bee man, and he gave me a bee pendant. And part of me was like, but I want 300 rupees. Like, I don't care about a bee pendant. I don't think I've been
I
stung
forgot
yet
about
in this
that.
game. Like, they circle so long that you have time to pull out your net and swing it before you're ever in danger.
Does the
Oh
bee pendant like
man,
make it so the
I
bees
forgot
stick with
about
you
that.
past screen transitions or something as an
Uh,
enemy, like a
no,
friend?
I mean, I think they already do that, but it does make it stick with you as a friend. Like, they basically says that bees won't bother you anymore, but they do follow you around. They're just not
Oh,
hostile.
just in the wild. Okay, because
Yeah.
it's already if you catch a bee in a bottle and then release it from the bottle, which I know is throwing away 50 rupees, but
Mhm.
I had to experiment. It becomes your friend and attacks things for you until you go to a different screen and then it goes away.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, no, this will make it so that they're already your friend in the wild.
Okay,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah,
But I don't think
it's a cool
But
item,
they
300
but
follow
rupees
you
probably
through
better.
streams though.
yeah, they may not be through screens, but
Yeah,
um, I do remember
That
I
would
had
be
one
they
cool.
also
follow
go
me, and
away
I was like,
eventually.
I was in Kakariko, and it was following me, and I was like, "You gonna come into this door with me to go to the B man?" And it didn't. And I was like, "All right."
I kind of wish
um,
that it would change it so that it was a pure time limit and not based on screen transition or time. Like it would just say B is
yeah,
your friend for 120 seconds. So even if you like go into a dungeon with a B, you could like beat half the dungeon with the B as your friend. I think that'd be really cool. Which you can already just pop a B out your bottle in a room and it'll help you. But
yeah.
through
Hey,
screens,
I
I think it'd be
also
really cool.
don't
thanks.
know how far
All
that's
right.
gonna get you, my guy, because I'm pretty sure like the Blue Knight that was outside, like it was. I'm pretty sure it was like 12 to 18 hits,
Yeah, no, they're
for
not
one
very
dude.
strong.
So
They're,
yeah,
they're not really strong, but they
yeah,
they
The
do
B
they flinch the enemy. So if
B's
you're
that's
in a
out here
true.
room with a
doing
bunch
quarter
of
hearts.
enemies, the like one bee could kind of just take an enemy over into the corner of the room and he won't bother you, so you could focus on the rest of them. It's more of a utility friend than it is like a damage partner. Because you're
Mhm.
right, their damage is pitiful. Maybe the golden bee does more, but I don't know if I would
Probably.
release a golden bee when it's worth 300 rupees unless I was already omega rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you already own every item and have a full wallet,
Which I mean, I am kind of close to owning all the items already.
I'm not that close, but part of me is like, this is good because as I go through dungeons and collect rupees, there's a reason to collect them now. Like I don't have to get them and just have the full wallet problem that I've had in other games. So I'm trying not to overdo it with the whole business thing. But speaking of that, I did Rupee Rush. Rupee Rush, we did not describe very well in the last episode, guys.
I
It's a f- it-
did.
it's a 50 rupee game. I think we said it was a 20 rupee game, but it's a 50 rupee game. Um, and
Thought it was what you put into it.
no, she demands 50. She didn't give me any kind of choice on
Hmm.
what to pay. Um, and you can get a heart piece from it if you
What?
do well enough. Yeah. So I'm not entirely clear on what the limits are. But if you are like within, like there was one time where I beat it with like 2 seconds left, 2.5 seconds, and I ended up getting a 2 times bonus on my rupee count. So I had like 59 rupees or something. I ended up with like 108. Um, and then there was another time that I won, and I was half a second, like I was 0.58 seconds from the border of being over. And she was like, "Whoa, I've never seen somebody cut it this close before." Like, and then I got a ×3 bonus to my score, and I got a heart piece.
Oh.
Okay.
So I think she cares more about how close you cut it than how many rupees you actually get from the game,
I'm
which
gonna
is
set a time
crazy.
clock on my
Yes,
phone.
that
Yeah.
that is the way I would do it. I tried this a bunch of times just blind. Like I haven't tried using the timer method, but it occurred to me obviously like from the jump. I was like, when she was like, "Here's the thing, there is no timer." I was like, I could use my own timer. Um, and decided not to for the, I don't know, the spirit of what I was doing. Also, it was late at night and I didn't feel like dealing with all that. So I lost a bunch of times and lost a bunch of rupees doing that. And I was like, this game is trash. Like, this is the worst game ever. Like, those 2 times that I won, I got lucky. And the one time I got lucky enough that she was like, here's a heart piece. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. I'll take that for sure. But
Mm.
you know, I'm running around like counting in my head, like trying to remember seconds. But every time I hit the button to swing my sword, my brain wants to count another second. So I know I'm like either speeding up or like artificially slowing down, trying to fix myself. And it becomes this really stressful thing. I'm like, I really just need to set a timer and do that route instead. Um, that's how I would do it if I was going to go back. So yeah, for sure do that. But
Link needs an alarm clock. See,
needs an alarm clock. Gully needs to get on
Needs a
that.
cell phone.
I guess speaking of games, I did I don't know what it's called, but the race in the top right corner of the map with the 2 runners, and I did all the levels that get you up to the piece of heart, and it was not fun. The first
Mm,
one was fun because I did it without the boots, and I tried the second one, which the after the second one, it's just so hard because you can go one of 2 ways. So you have to
mm-hmm.
go cut across the entire bottom of the map, and then you have to cut through all of the like pillars in the swamp area,
Okay.
and then you kind of reach up into the castle. And at the castle, you have basically 2 choices in front of you. You go up like the kind of like castle moat, like the exterior of like the castle moat, and kind of try to like hug that way, or
Okay.
you go to the left and then kind of just try to barrel forward. But once you get to those 2 areas, there's like diagonals that you have to take. And it's just hard when you have the, like the
Oh, well,
controller, which is my phone, and like a game controller. And so when I'm holding it, I'm like,
your
oh,
mic just turned into the phone, I think. Sorry. So you just like your audio switched off and then now it seems like it's back.
okay. But yeah, like when I'm holding it, like having to do diagonals with the Pegasus boots is just really hard because once you do that hold and like if you like let go too early or something, you're going straight in another direction. And
Yeah.
unlike A Link to the Past where you could stop it, in this one your dude just goes and slides. And it's not a fun experience. It's not like crazy. I mean, he only goes like a foot or two, but it it's really annoying. And then once you get up to the very, very top part when you're trying to get to the mining guy's house, because he's right behind the mining guy's house,
Yeah.
there's like you have to take like you have to go up and then you have to go over and up and over and up and then over and then up. And I had to do it probably 10 times to get the piece of heart. It was that stressful.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So word
I
of warning,
yeah, I still
not
haven't even
fun.
talked to those guys yet, so I don't know. I was saving that one, I guess.
I mean, the
I'm
boots will
probably
make it
gonna
easier,
do
but
that like right after this podcast. Probably gonna
Right. I was gonna
grab
say I gotta get
the
the Pegasus
the
boots
rupee
before I
rush
go
and the
over.
boots and do the race.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was there anything else that I saw that I took note of? I don't think so. I mean, there was the one. Did you guys find the guy in a cave who needed a scoot fruit?
Who's like he like ran from his
Yeah,
wife because
he
he
ran
like
away
sold
from
all
his
his
wife.
money or something.
Yep.
Guy's rude. Guy was man. I did not like that guy. I almost didn't want to give it to him out of principle, but I was like, I want to do the quest, so I gave it to him.
He like spends all his money on something that's pretty useless. I think it was like a fruit, like an apple or something. He was like, it was the
It
tastiest
was an
apple I
apple.
ever ate.
Yeah,
But also
and
we're
he's like, "You
broke
agree with
now.
me, right?" And you get the choice to say like, "Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree with
no,
you right
I
now."
straight up told him the truth. I was like, no, you're a fool. Like, what are you doing for this for one apple? And you didn't consult your wife first? Like, what are you talking about? And so I mean, for sure he's hiding in a cave. He's kind of being a coward. I mean, I think he even wants to check out some kind of other cave or dungeon or something to try to like get the money back. He's like, I want to go like, you know, find some treasure, but I'm scared of what's going to happen. But if I had a scoot fruit with me, I should be safe. So he asks you to go buy him a scoot fruit, and then you get like a heart piece for doing that.
I never even heard of no scoop fruit.
I called it a skedaddle fruit on our first season because I'm always renaming things. But yeah, you can buy it at the item shop. It's a scoop fruit. It's like basically just an escape rope mechanic.
Oh, it's that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Not
Yeah,
yeah.
that was not a
Oh,
good guy.
I remember another thing. You can use your net to pick up a recovery heart off the ground, and you can put it in a bottle if you need it.
Hmm.
Like when I did
Such
like
a
I
waste.
was trying to catch a bee, and it was like you caught a
Yeah.
heart, and I'm like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? And they're like, you might need it. What do you want to do? And I was like, drop it. Like, I don't
Right?
need this. I'm trying to catch a bee right now.
I want to just give a confused look to my bottle and net and be like, why would I put I could go get a fairy. Why would I put a single heart in you?
Yeah,
Like, what?
I can see the use case. Like if you're in a dungeon and you for some reason have an empty bottle, you kill something, there's a heart on the ground, but you're already at full health, and you're like, I could pick it up and it would get wasted, or I could bottle this and use it when I actually need it. Like that's the only case that I could see for that. So it became a thing where I was like, I'm never gonna do this in the overworld because I just go find a fairy if I want to like have a recovery item. Um, but like I was so surprised to see that mechanic. I was like, maybe a question like, what else can I pick up with this net that I just have never tried? So that might be something to like test out and see. But
I know you can't do rupees, but that's the only thing I've tested.
yeah,
I mean, even if I was in a dungeon, though, what I would do is find a room with some pots in it and then just reload that room multiple times until one of those pots gave me a heart. I still wouldn't put one in
Yeah.
a bottle. But I mean, I guess that is the purpose of it, but it still seems like it's complete waste to me.
right. To open a like to pull out the bottle and then use it just for a single heart. It's like
Yeah.
it's a lot of effort for very little
Especially-
return.
So many fairy fountains in this game.
So many.
Absurd amount of fairy fountains in this game.
But yeah, that is a thing. I didn't know. I didn't even think about it as being like a feature. I thought about it as being a pure annoyance because I was like, "Oh, look, a bee! Hey, you caught a heart." I'm like, "No,
No,
what?"
No thanks.
And then I just picked
Actually.
up the heart, like, get out of my way. And then I went back to catch the bee again. Like, it's happened multiple times, but I don't know. It's just purely like a what?
Yeah. The one other thing that I think this is honestly the last thing I have to mention, because it's a mystery that I'm sure we're gonna solve at some point, but we just haven't done it yet. Now that we're done with these dungeons, when you go to use your fast travel mechanic, just the broom shows up.
Yep.
Like the witch isn't on it, and it actually just gives like a ... as if like we know that there should be a witch on this broom, but something is off here. So either she's just sending the broom to do this because she's too busy, or something has happened to her, and that's all that's available is the broom. But I don't know which.
For this.
I haven't
You
done
said
that
you
yet.
prefer it.
Yeah, I'm already kind of annoyed at the 4 or 5 different things that the witch can say when you call her, and sometimes you have to go through multiple lines of dialogue. So now that it's just an empty
Yeah.
broom, I'm like, this is nice.
This is me just
I
calling
don't-
my
I-
own broom my broom now.
Yeah. And like, I don't need you to rep your fortune teller shop. I don't need you to complain about how I just called you twice in 30 seconds. I don't need you to tell me how the weather is up there. Like, just come pick me up. Like,
Yeah.
like I know you're an NPC. You got things to say, but it's nice to just have your nice silent broom. You know, like.
Right.
It's
It's like
true.
I know that you're doing this because the fortune teller warned you that, something bad would happen to you if you didn't, but also like let me take full advantage of this without complaints, please. Like, it's just
So let's then recap. We have 3 disappearances, I believe. There was Gully,
oh yeah. Okay.
there was the Zor Queen, and
Oh, yeah.
the witch. Something's going on in this story. And well,
I
actually,
didn't
you know
even
what
think about all
happened
those
was-
as
We have
disappearances,
Sandrod
but I
guy
guess
too,
those are,
but-
yeah, I was following. We know
Yeah.
what
What
happened.
happened to Sandrun God?
So, and we haven't found their art. So I'm thinking there's something going
Oh,
on.
speaking of art, you guys just reminded me of another thing. The captain of the guard that wasn't in that original cutscene. If you go back into the sanctuary, he is art on the wall. Like he's been graffitified and he's just stuck in the sanctuary on the wall.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my man!
Didn't have a stinky bracelet to get him back off the wall.
They did it to my man's though.
So that is what happened to him. He went in and got wrecked.
He asked for the 1v1, got dumpstered. That's just what happened to my guy.
Got dunked on hardcore.
I guess we don't know where. Is it Sarah's? She
Yeah,
disappeared as well.
she was put into a painting and taken away.
Oh, she was put in a painting. Okay.
Asfala be
remember.
doing stuff, man. You're either graffiti or you're like framed art, but depends on if he's interested in how perfect you are.
Too much paint napping going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is interesting though. I didn't even think of those as disappearances, but that is how that's going. We're losing people left and right.
Yeah, I think so. I've never played this game. I think where this is going, and I feel very confident in this because I've also been spoiled. At least I know what.
Okay.
I don't know what it is or what it does, but this game has followed very linearly what Link to the Past is, and I've heard of Low Rule before, and so I'm assuming.
Oh no!
That
who knows?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's just like the dark world of this game, but that's all I know. So I'm assuming this is like everything
decaf
is happening in that. Like I'm assuming we do just like Link to the Past, the Hyrule Castle transition. So we go through Hyrule Castle after we get the Master Sword. We go into Low Rule, and then I'm assuming we just do the next set of dungeons and find Yiga or Yuga or whatever that guy's name was and beat him to a pulp and find all these missing people. Because wasn't in Link to the Past, like there was the maidens, right, that we had to find in the dark world too. So I'm like, maybe these missing people are just in the dark world. Like Goalie's just gonna show up there like in the middle of a forest or something. Like, hey Link, did you get my pouch?
Are you crazy? We just memeing on you. Ain't none that happened. Little rules made up. It's a meme.
It's a meme.
I remember though back in the day when they brought out Low Rule, everyone just kind of rolled their eyes collectively because they're like High Rule, so it's got to be Low Rule.
Yeah.
Like that's a me level pun right there. That's a pun that I would make that people would then like look at the ground and be disappointed in me for 5 seconds for making.
Yeah. it kind of makes like, and the funny thing is like it's not even like they made that consistent across the board. Because eventually they switched it up to like, oh, this is like we're named after Hylia and we're Hylians in Hyrule, right? And it's like, no, now there's a Low Rule, but they're Low Rulians.
Lolia.
And there is no Lolia. Like there's not a thing. So they just kind of like they did this one pun and just made a whole thing off of it. But I'm not gonna tell you anything about that.
So is Zelda Felda?
Yes.
Felda?
The origins of Felda.
The origins
Zelda
of Felda.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Don't tell him like about stuff in Low Rule though.
I don't really remember anything from Low Rule except that it exists. So I don't even remember if his guess of going into Hyrule Castle again is true or not. I don't remember. I remember the method of getting there, but I don't remember like what leads up to that method.
Right. Yeah. There's got to be some kind of event still that we haven't seen because yeah.
In Link to the Past, we went into the castle, and then from what I remember, we fought. Was it Ganon like for the first time, or not Ganon?
No,
it was Aghanim. We fought Aghanim.
Yeah, Aghanim.
And then Aghanim.
He's like, instead of me getting defeated, welcome to the dark world, loser, and shoots you with a beam. And that's, yeah.
So I'm wondering if Yuga or Yiga, I can't remember his name. I think I'm saying Yiga because of Breath of the Wild. It's Yuga, right?
It is, and I never thought about how close those words were before you just said that just now.
Right.
But yes, it is Yuga, who has no association with the Yiga.
He's your
What
first
you gonna do
ancestor.
about it?
But yeah, that's
That's one of
just
them.
like
That's one of my
my
puns. You know, what I'm saying? There's that disappointment.
you
Carabad.
do.
That's the
It was
point.
so bad, I just kept talking over
Do
it.
it.
But yeah, I don't have anything else to add to that. Just my little like. I think this is where the story's going. From someone who's never played this game and who
Alright.
also played Link to the Past, and
I was under the impression that
Seems
you were
very
the
linear.
second save file that you were playing ahead on, so I honestly thought you already knew a bunch of stuff and you just weren't talking about it.
nope. I played up to getting into the Lost Woods, and then I actually haven't touched it since.
Ah, okay. I have not even gone into the Lost Woods yet in my game, so we'll see how that
Nope.
goes. As we progress, it should be pretty easy for me to actually play the game, ironically enough, mostly because Yon 3DS is basically designed for like parents of new kids, you know, because I can just close it and open it whenever I need to play the game again. And so whenever I have like a 4-minute window, that's enough time to play a game on the 3DS. Whereas like any other console would be like, forget about it. So playing the game is not going to be the challenge. It's just going to be sitting down to talk about the game that's going to be the challenge. But yeah, should be good. I am looking forward to going through and finding that Master Sword though. It should be good. But we'll talk about that next time. How about we close this one up for now?
Put a bow on it.
Great. All right. So thank you all for listening to our episode of A for No, B for Yes. This has been our episode covering the House of Gales. Next episode, we will be getting that Master Sword and seeing what happens next, because I don't even remember anymore. But y'all have a good couple of weeks and maybe even a month or whatever it takes for us to get back on here. And we will catch you then on A for No, B for Yes.
Bah.
It's get older. Foop.
Oh my.
Should have shielded your mic from it. All right, I'm going to end the stream here. And it is almost midnight, so that's probably going to be it for me tonight as well. But y'all have a good night. Bro.
I commented woo on